Hi guys and welcome back to my channel. For today's video I'm testing out the Mercier oil-free tinted moisturiser, and this is what it looks like. And I have seen a couple of YouTubers absolutely love this who have oily skin. This is their go-to, and I decided I was going to go ahead and test it out because recently I have been working from home and I have been wearing very light coverage foundations. I've also been wearing sheer ones, CC creams, tinted moisturisers and things like that because I do want to get some nutrients into my skin. Also, some of the days I don't wear anything other than moisturiser on my skin, and I feel like I really want to test this out now because this is something that I'm really interested in at the moment, and I can compare it to all the things that I'm wearing as well. So at the moment, as you can see, my skin is looking alright. So I do have one of those where my skin looks really good for about 2 weeks and then randomly it just goes crazy and breaks out everywhere. And I have seen quite a few reviews and people either love this stuff or they hate it. Some people have said that they're loving it and it keeps the oils at bay and it looks nice and fresh on the skin. Other people have said that it has broken them out and that it's looked horrible and it's come off on their skin. So by just looking at those reviews, it's either something that you like or something that you don't like. And I do have very oily skin. I have a very oily forehead. Also around my nose, everything is really oily. I do have very sensitive skin as well. As you can see, I do have a lot of redness, and I think the coverage of this tinted moisturiser is meant to be a sheer coverage or a light coverage, and that's something that I'm really liking. And I'm not going to expect it to be full coverage. I'm not going to be expecting it to cover up all of my redness or all of my blemishes or things like that. It also has SPF 20 in it as well, which helps with the UVA and UVB rays. It also has 50 millilitres or 1.7 fluid ounces, which is really good because a standard drugstore foundation has 30 millilitres or 1 fluid ounce, and the fact that this has almost double what a standard one has is really good. So I'm hoping that a little goes a long way and you don't need to use a lot of this product for it to get the coverage that you want, and I'm hoping that it stays on my skin all day, and I'm hoping that it's not going to break my sensitive skin out as well. So if you're new to my channel and you enjoyed this video, make sure to hit the subscribe button down below, and also make sure to hit the bell icon just so you're notified every time I upload a new video. And you can get this product in the UK and also the US. In the UK it's £35 and the US it's $46, and I did get this for 20% off. So I got one from ASOS and one from Fabled, and I do have two different shades because I wasn't too sure on which one would be the best one for me. So I have 2W1 Bisque and then 2W2 Nude, which is these ones. So hopefully one of them's going to match me. I always go to something that is a warm undertone because I do self-tan my body, but I don't self-tan my face because I do have very sensitive skin, and I do cleanse my face twice a day as well, so once in the morning, once in the evening. So if I was to put fake tan on my face, then it will pretty much just come off the next day anyway, so there's absolutely no point. It also comes in 15 different shades as well, so do warm, cool and neutral undertones. The lightest one is 1W1, which is porcelain, and then the deepest one is 6W1, which is deep to neutral warm undertones. Now I have seen that the lightest shade in this, which is porcelain, is actually not that pale, and I'm really pale, as you can see from my face. I'm extremely pale naturally, and some people have said that it matches NC20 and MAC, and I am not an NC20, as you can see from how pale my skin is. So even if I do like this tinted moisturiser, I have a feeling that I'm not going to be able to use it when I'm not self-tanned, so hopefully one of these do match. And you also get 18 months in here as well, which is really good because a lot of foundations and moisturisers do only have 12 months in there. If you do want to use it for just spring and summer, and then you don't want to use it for autumn and winter, you can just put it in your makeup collection, and then it's still good to go for the next spring and summer afterwards anyway. So I think that is a really good thing that they've done there as well. And this is what the packaging looks like, so it's really nice and sleek. It's also a squeezy tube as well, which is something that I do like. I do also like when they have a pump like the It Cosmetics CC cream, which I use all the time. I absolutely love that. The only thing is the undertone is a little bit too pink for me, so hopefully one of these two is going to match. And like I mentioned, I did get two shades, so I got 2W1 Bisque and 2W2 Nude, and I wasn't too sure on which one was the best one for me to get. And the thing is with these, 2W1 on the website actually looked like it was going to be darker than 2W2, and I would have thought that it'd be the other way around, so we'll have to do swatches and see which one is probably the best one for me to do. But also with the shade range, I do feel like that they need to bring out some darker shades and also some lighter shades because they do have a lot in the middle. So on the packaging it says Mercier's Tinted Moisturizer Oil Free is a perfect blend of skincare and makeup. This lightweight formula helps control oil breakthrough and gives a sheer hint of colour for a healthy natural glow. It provides ideal protection from the sun's harmful and damaging rays with broad spectrum UVA and UVB SPF 20 sunscreen, perfect for all skin types, especially sensitive and oily skins. So that's something that I am really liking because like I mentioned, I do have very sensitive skin, so everything pretty much breaks me out, and I do have very oily skin as well, so hopefully this is going to keep my oils at bay like it mentioned. So what I'm going to do is go ahead and zoom in, and then we're going to apply this and see how it goes. So I've already primed my skin with the two primers that I've been using at the moment. So the first one is the Benefit Professional Matte Rescue, which is this this one right here, and this one I've been using for the last couple of weeks and I am really liking it. So the reason why I've used primers that I've been using for the last couple of weeks is because I know how they work on my skin and I know how they work with different makeup products as well. And the other one that I have is Wet n Wild Photo Focus Coconut Primer Water, and this is what this one looks like, and I am absolutely loving this. It is so good and it smells amazing. It smells just like summer. And on the packaging it says the best way to apply is to clean skin with Laura's foundation sponge or with fingers, layer for additional coverage. So I don't have the Laura Mercier foundation sponge, but I do have the Real Technique sponge, which I am going to be using. And like I mentioned, I do have two shades, so I'm going to do swatches on me. I'm going to do it on the side of my face. We're going to compare it to my neck and see which one is the best one to apply. First one I'm going to try is 2W1 Bisque, and then I don't know if these oxidize, so I'm going to keep them on my skin and see if they do oxidize. So the bottom one is Bisque and the top one is Nude. Bisque looks like it is oxidizing quite a lot, so I'm going to use Bisque today because it looks like it's going to be the best match for my neck. It also doesn't say how much you need to apply, so I'm just going to use a pea-sized amount and put it on the back of my hand. So this looks like it might be enough to do both sides, hopefully. Hopefully I don't need to use a lot of the products. And I am going to be using my Real Technique sponge. I know that it looks gross, but I do use this for my cream bronzer, so that's why it looks this colour. So I'm just going to apply this to this side of my face. I'm going to buff it out and we'll see how it looks. And I've just buffed that out and this is what it looks like. So it actually looks really nice. It does look like it is a sheer light coverage, and I wasn't expecting it to be full coverage. I wasn't expecting it to cover up all my redness or my blemishes or anything like that, but I do really like it. I feel like it looks really nice and natural on the skin. So it does say that it's easily buildable, so what I'm going to do is just apply a little bit more to the areas where I want to build it up. So I'm going to put some here on my cheek because I can see that I do still have a lot of redness. Also put some on my nose, and then put some on any redness that I have around here. And this is what it looks like with one layer, and then it's also built up on some of the redness, and I really do like it. I feel like it looks like my skin but better. You can still see a bit of redness that's peeking through, but to be honest, like I mentioned, it is a light coverage and I do feel like it looks really nice. It does give me a nice healthy glow. It doesn't look like I'm oily or anything like that. As you can see, this is what it looked like beforehand, so you can see a lot of blemishes and a lot of redness, and then this is what it looks like afterwards, and it really matches my neck really, really well. And I'm really liking it, and it hasn't accentuated my pores or anything like that. They do look quite blurred. They don't look as good as with some of my other foundations or CC creams that I've tried out before, but it looks really good and I am really liking the colour match. So I'm going to go ahead and do the other side of my face, and we're going to come back and show you what it looks like. So this is what the Tinted Moisturiser looks like on both sides, and I really do like it. I feel like the coverage is perfect for me. It is a light coverage. You can also build it up really easily as well. Using a beauty sponge, it works out really well and it blends out so quickly and so easily, and I do feel like the colour match is pretty much perfect for me. As you can see, it matches my neck basically perfect, and the fact that it has SPF 20 in it as well is really good for me. The only thing is, it is accentuating my pores around here, and that's really annoying for me. I do have very large pores, so I might need to use a different pore filling primer because I'm not too sure if it's this one that I'm using or if I do need to use a different one, but it does look really good and I'm really liking the coverage. It doesn't look cakey or anything like that, and I'm really happy with the way that it's looking. So I'm going to go ahead and do the rest of my makeup. I'm going to come back and show you what it looks like. So I've just finished off my makeup and this is what it looks like, and I really do like the way that the Tinted Moisturiser looks on my skin. It looks like my skin but better. It has covered up quite a lot of my imperfections and my redness, and it just looks so good. The rest of my products just glided on so easily as well, and I do really like the colour match as well. As you can see, the colour match of my face to my neck is pretty much perfect. It might look a little bit lighter in this lighting just because it does have SPF in it, but I really do like it and I feel like it makes my skin look perfect, and it is just really good. So at the moment I'm not too sure if it is worth the full price, but like I mentioned, I did get it for 20% off, so I will also let you know if it is worth the 20% off as well. So I will let you know on both of the price points. It's now 1:30 in the afternoon, but I have had the Tinted Moisturiser on since about 12:30, so I'll come back in about 7 hours, let you know how it's done and let you know if I like it or if I don't. Hi guys, so I'm back and it's now just after 8 o'clock in the evening. So I've had this Tinted Moisturiser on for 7.5 hours now, so I feel like now is a good time for me to give you my final review. So I did actually want to have it on for a bit longer, but the thing is, my hay fever is just so bad today. As you can see, I don't have any eyeliner left, and that's because my eyes have literally been streaming like crazy today, and my nose, honestly, it's just been really bad. I have documented it on my Instagram, and it is just horrendous. So if you guys know any ideas on what I can do with my hay fever, then please let me know, because I did take a hay fever tablet and it pretty much didn't do anything, but my eyes were pretty much streaming. And I did actually film another video after the first part of this video, and I had to keep stopping because my eyes were just streaming. So that is why some of my makeup has come off on different areas. So after the 7.5 hours, I feel like that my skin actually looks really good, so I am really happy with it. I am impressed with how it's done, because I did feel like that I was going to be an oily mess after about 2 hours. I did look at my skin after 5 hours, and it pretty much looked exactly the same as when I first applied it, and I do feel like it's really good. It doesn't feel heavy or anything on skin. It literally just feels like I've put moisturiser on. So as you can see, it has come off a little bit on my forehead right here. That's where I've put my cream bronzer, so sometimes things do tend to come off there because I did apply cream products. It has also come off down the side of my face here, and then also a bit on my chin. But the reason for that is because I have been sort of watching TV for quite a lot today, just because I haven't been feeling too well, because I didn't really want to go outside because of my hay fever. So my hand has been right here, and it's also been rubbing on my chin, so that's the reason for that. Also, because my nose has been running, I have had to wipe my nose, so it has come off a little bit on my nose. Other than that, I do feel like it's done really well. Honestly, my eyes earlier were streaming. I had tears coming all the way down my eyes, and this tinted moisturiser held up really, really well, and the rest of my makeup products are still on there. So I do still have my highlighter, bronzer and blush on, and I do feel like it still looks pretty good. Now, my pores are accentuated around here, but when I first did apply, I did mention that it did accentuate them a little bit more, so I'm not really too worried with that. I will just need to use a different pore filling primer to see how it goes. But the shade match for my neck was really, really good. I even went out in natural lighting and it matched me perfectly, and it still does look pretty good on the skin. Now, it didn't say how long it would last for, which is why I thought it would only last a couple of hours, because I did see some reviews where people were saying it made them look like an oily mess after about 2 hours. But for me, I don't feel like I look shiny, and I do just feel like it looks pretty good. It looks better than a moisturiser. Also, it did say that it was a sheer tint, and for me, I did feel like it was a light coverage, and you can easily build it up as well to be sort of light medium. It had a second skin effect, and it just looked like that my skin looked flawless. Even Neil complimented me and said that it looked really good, and he would tell me if something looked bad. He'd tell me if something looked patchy or if something was the wrong colour, but he said that it looked really good, so that means that obviously it is a good product. And when I first applied it, I knew straight away that I would like it. I didn't use a lot of the products. I did use a pea-sized amount to do one side of my face, and then I also built up a little bit more as well and still use the same pea-sized amount. So to do my whole face with 2 pea-sized amounts, I feel like that was really good. Also, the fact that this does have 50 millilitres in it, it is a really good thing, because you don't need to use a lot of the product. I do feel like a little goes a very long way with this product as well. If you do like a very light coverage, I do feel like this is a great alternative to a foundation. And because it does have skincare in there, I don't feel really bad putting this product on if I'm not going out the house. I do feel like it's pretty good also having an SPF in there as well, because it means that you can go outside and it is going to protect you from the UVA and UVB rays. And with the shade range, I do feel like it's pretty good, but I do feel like they need to bring out some darker shades and also some lighter shades. The 2 shades that I purchased were a little bit confusing for me, because as you can see on the swatches, when I applied the 2W1 and the 2W2, the 2W1 actually looked like it was going to be lighter than the 2W2, but then as it actually settled in and it oxidized after about 2 minutes, you can see that the 2W1 was actually darker than 2W2. So I do feel like that with that, they do sort of need to switch them around, because it is a little bit confusing, and it does still match my neck at the moment. And I do feel like it's a really good thing for the shade match, because I haven't really managed to find a lot of products that do have the perfect shade for me. And with the It Cosmetics one that I use all the time, the It Cosmetics CC cream, that is really, really good. However, the shade is a little bit too pink for me. So overall, I am really liking this tinted moisturiser. I do feel like it looks really good on the skin. It has come off on some pretty good areas, but those are ones that I have been touching my face. So if I wasn't to touch my face, then I know that they won't come off on those areas. If I was to go out, then I'd just put a little bit more of the tinted moisturiser on, or I'd just powder, and then it would still look really good and it looked good to go. And I will be testing this out a lot more during summer, because I do actually like it. I like the fact that it feels really nice and lightweight on the skin. I like that the colour match is pretty much perfect for me, and it did stay on pretty well as well. So this is my first impression of the Laura Mercier oil-free tinted moisturiser. If you've tried this product out, and if you like it, or if you don't, then just comment down below to let me know, and make sure that you give this video a very big thumbs up and subscribe to my channel, and I'll see you in my next video, guys. Bye!